guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, hello, my name is Amazing. Before we even go into today's video, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and leave a comment in the comment section to let me know what you think about today's video, or if you have thoughts of your own to share, please leave me a comment in the comment section. So from the title of today's video, you already know what it's about. I'm basically going to be giving you tips on how to be productive. Now, these tips I am giving are based off the things that I do myself and things that I've come to learn along the way, because if I'm being very honest, I'm a very lazy person. So, but then again, there comes a time in your life where you're like, okay, I'm lazy, but I still have to put in the work. So these things help me to be productive, especially when I have a goal ahead to accomplish, or I just basically have tasks to fulfill for the day. So let's get right into today's video. I'm going to try and follow a chronological order, so you basically see how it plays out. I don't know if it makes sense, but I hope it makes sense as you watch the video. First things first on my list, you have to set your goals. You can't be productive without actually having goals. Like, what's the point of your productivity? Where is it taking you to? What are you being productive towards? You have to actually have clearly defined goals, or just generally goals on the things you want to achieve. They don't have to be, oh, the things I want for my life, or the things that I want to do with my life. It can be goals as simple as, oh, okay, I have a task for work, I have to finish it to so and so time. That's your short-term goal. Basically things like that. So you basically have to set, I'm saying basically too much, you have to set your goals. Your goal will serve as sort of a backdrop, or a reason why you are actually being productive, or something to be productive towards, or something that needs you to be productive. So in setting your goals as well, it is highly important that you set realistic goals. You can't just come and say, okay, you've never exercised in your life before, you want to start exercising, and your goal is that in the next 1 week after I start exercising, I'm going to run 20 kilometers. You that you've never even jogged. Come on, it's highly unrealistic. So you have to set very realistic goals and very realistic timelines as well. You can't just say, okay, you're earning 50,000 naira salary, and in the next 2 months you're going to save 1 million naira from this 50,000 naira salary. How do you want to do it? It's not possible. You have to set realistic goals as well as realistic timelines. For me, basically, I am known for having very elaborate or big goals. My friends know that I have very big plans, but it's okay to have big plans. It's okay to have big goals. Please have big goals, have big plans. Be delusional. It's okay to be delusional, but then again, you actually have to have realistic timelines. Do you understand? That's where my pitfall is. I used to not set realistic timelines with my goals. So whenever maybe I don't attain it within the timeline or the time frame I've set, I get disoriented. I start feeling unmotivated. I don't even want to do it anymore, and that's the end for me, and it shouldn't be so. Another thing with setting goals is that if your goal is big, or it looks big, or it looks overwhelming to you, break it down into segments or tiny pieces, like I call them. Just break them down. For example, if you want to start a business, starting a business can seem like something that is huge or overwhelming at first. But what I would suggest is you break it down into sections and categories. Okay, I want to start a business. I need to have the idea. You set a timeline that you're supposed to come up with the idea. I need to source for vendors. I need to handle logistics. I need to have channels of advertisement or distribution. You just break them down into portions so that it doesn't look so overwhelming. When you finish one portion, you move on to the next one and the next one and the next one. Before you know, you've accomplished your goal. Okay, you've set your goals. All good and fine, but you need a plan. You need a plan. You can't just have a goal without having a plan, and you're just working aimlessly. You have to have a plan to back up your goal. This plan is going to serve as your guideline, or your product managers call it your product's roadmap. It's going to help you. It's going to let you know what you're supposed to be doing at a particular time, what you're supposed to be accomplishing at a particular time, and what you're supposed to do next. It's going to basically show you the progression of how things are supposed to go. This way, you have a map, like we call it a roadmap. You have a map to follow, so you don't get lost along the way. Another point I'd like to make is also, you have to be intentional. I understand where we say, oh, okay, I'm just living life. I'm living life in the moment. It is important to live in the moment, but it is also important that you are intentional. You can't wing your way through life. I have tried it. Believe me, I have tried it, but it doesn't work like that. It gets to a point where you actually have to start being intentional about your life. You have to start being intentional about the things that you want for yourself. There's one thing that I've learned about celebrities in general, or let's say the Kardashians for instance. They are very intentional about the way they live. Although it might seem like, oh, it is curated, but they're really intentional about their life. From naming their kids to trademarking the names to the businesses they set up, it is always very intentional. Let everything you do be, not everything basically, but let the things you do in your life or even in your day-to-day activities be aimed at achieving your goal. So with being intentional and living in the moment, you have to strike a healthy balance. Another point I will make is you have to know your weak points. I know my weak points. I know my distractions. My phone distracts me a lot. Once I pick up my phone and I go open any, in fact, once I pick up my phone, I don't even have to open any social media app yet, but once I pick up my phone, I get seriously distracted. Before you know, I'm spending 1 to 2 hours on just one social media app. Then I'll not be like, oh, okay, I've spent 2 hours on this app. Let me just go and see what is happening on the other app. Before you know, I'm spending another 3 hours. Before you know, the day is over. The things I set out to achieve, I have not achieved them. So that's my weak point, and that's something that I have to constantly work on and consciously work on as well. If I keep spending 6-7 hours a day on my phone and it's not directly linked to me achieving my goal, it's a waste of my time basically, and I'm not going to achieve anything at the end of the day. You have to hold yourself accountable. You can't just say, oh, I am who I am. That's a very big toxic trait, and it's not even toxic to just other people, but to yourself. You're going to be doing yourself a lot of harm. Be accountable, own up to your weaknesses, actively work on it. If not, it is likely going to deter you from actually achieving your goal. So the next portion of this video is going to be me bringing it down to our daily lives. So basically, you've set your goals, you've made your plans, you've done all you need to do, you've done all the background work. So how do you make sure that these things translate into your daily lives and your daily routine? You have to plan your day ahead. What planning your day ahead does is that it gives you a clear vision of what you want your tomorrow to look like. So it basically prevents you from wandering aimlessly. It prevents you from wandering aimlessly, so you know that, okay, these are the things that I need to do tomorrow. These are the things that I need to achieve tomorrow. Don't just make mental notes of it. You have to have either physical notes, like write it down, bring it out from your head, write it down, or make a note on your phone, somewhere where you can actually see it. Don't make a mental note, because that way you're going to forget. You are likely to forget something. You're likely to jumble up something, and you're just likely not to even achieve it because it's in your head, you're not seeing it. So basically, it's only in your imagination. That's how I see it, or that's how it works for me. In planning your day ahead, also leave room for eventualities or uncertainties that might actually occur. My English is hard. That might actually occur along during the course of the day. Another tip I'll give is you have to try building a habit of going to bed early and waking up early. So I have noticed that if I sleep late, I wake up late. If I sleep early, I wake up really early. And the days I actually wake up early and start my day early, I have a better grasp of the day and I'm able to finish my tasks early. I end up having free time and I can spend it the way I like. But then again, if I wake up late, I start thinking, let's say I wake up by 10 o'clock, I start thinking, oh, it's already 10 o'clock, I possibly can't achieve a lot today. Then I start thinking, oh, why did I wake up late? Those things start seeping into my subconsciousness, and I start thinking, I start falling into a slump, and eventually I end up not having a productive day. So what I try to do is basically, I try to wake up and I brush my teeth, just get ready, take a bath, get ready, make my bed. You know that thing that they say about making your bed? It seems like, oh, it's a cliche, but once you make your bed, the day I don't make my bed in the morning, I wish I was exaggerating, but the day I don't make my bed in the morning, I just know I'm going to have sort of a scattered day. So it is important that in building a productive day, you have a designated working area. You have to separate where you rest from where you do actual work. What this does is that it helps you focus better. It helps you stay on track, and it just reminds you that, okay, I'm working. It brings you out of your comfort zone and into a place where you actually have to do proper work. When we have work, we know that, okay, yes, it is work mode, we're here to work. Then when you're on your bed or somewhere that you're supposed to relax, your subconscious just tells you that, okay, this is where I relax, this is where I sleep, so I'm not going to really work. Your body just doesn't get ready to work, or doesn't just get into the mood that it needs to get into to, bring for productivity. My last tip will be that you should build an organic routine that works for you, that works best for you. You can use someone else's routine as a guideline to construct your own, but then again, not people are the same. So your routine has to capture you as a person, your personality, your weaknesses, your strengths, watch your timeline and everything that you know you can do. For some people that start to a productive day might be making their bed, but for some other people it might be having that first sip of coffee. So you have to find out what really works for you and follow suit with it. Other than God, there's nobody that knows you better than you know yourself. So nobody can tell you, okay, live like this to get a productive life, do this to get a productive. Now you know what you feel. So just follow what you basically can do. Also, remember that Rome wasn't built in one day, so a proper healthy routine will not stick in one week. You have to give it time and consistency and be patient with it. Another place I feel like, oh, me especially, I fall off is, for example, I say, okay, I'm going to start working out at the beginning of the year. The first day I have ginger, the second day I have ginger, third day I have ginger, fourth day I have ginger. On the fifth day, maybe I'm oversleep, or maybe something happens and it just disrupts my schedule I'm already building. I'm like, I've already missed it. The next day, something small, something that's not even supposed to affect it will not happen. I'll have to say, since I missed it yesterday, let me just still miss it today. It's okay if I still miss it today. That's where the issue comes in. That's why you lose points and you have to start all over again. So it is important that if you slip up, don't just stay there. Make a conscious effort to continue. That's how you're going to build your consistency. So another point to note is that growth is growth. No matter how small you think you might be, growth is growth. Progress is progress. Let's say, for instance, you have these 10 things on your to-do list for the day and you end up only achieving 5 or even, let's say, 3 or 2 steps. That's fine. The important thing is that you worked on your to-do list. You did these things. You started the process. You might not have finished it, but best believe that the next time you do it again, you will actually increase, you'll be better. With consistency and with time, you will actually get to a level where it will be easy for you to become second nature. Okay, so that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're actually able to pick up a thing or two. And if you enjoyed it, please let me know in the comment section. If you have tips or further tips or ideas on how we can increase our productivity, please let me know in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching. And if you've not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next one. Marisol, I beg now. Okay. Be quiet, please. Please. You know this is your... Marisol now. Not oops, keep quiet. I must have offended Marisol. Please now. I'm using God to beg you, please.